A Macon man is now charged with shooting and killing his girlfriend this week. The Bibb County Sheriff's Office says Leonard Holmes now faces several charges, including murder. They say it happened Monday at a home on Karen Drive in East Macon. Investigators say Holmes shot 38-year-old Tanesha Thomas after the couple argued. They initially charged him with possessing a weapon as a convicted felon. Now he's also charged in the shooting and with marijuana charges. He is being held without bond in the Bibb County Jail.
In the early hours of July 7, 2021, the quiet darkness of Karen Drive in East Macon, Georgia, was violently shattered. Neighbors were jolted awake by the unmistakable sound of gunfire, followed immediately by the terrifying sound of a young child screaming. Minutes later, a 34-year-old man named Leonard Holmes arrived at a local hospital. In his arms was his 38-year-old girlfriend, Tanesha Thomas, bleeding profusely from a gunshot wound to her stomach. Walking beside him was Tanesha's terrified 7-year-old daughter. As doctors rushed Tanesha into emergency surgery, Leonard stood in the hospital lobby, attempting to comfort the little girl. When police officers approached to figure out exactly what had transpired, Leonard was ready with a story. He claimed they were the victims of a random, senseless act of violence. According to Leonard, he had just returned home from a local club. He and Tanesha were standing out on the porch having a smoke when a vehicle suddenly drove by and opened fire. In the chaos, Tanesha was hit. He claimed he had no idea who was in the car, what the vehicle looked like, or why anyone would target them. It was a terrifying narrative, a random drive-by shooting in a quiet neighborhood. But almost immediately, police officers noticed things that made them uncomfortable. First, there was the little girl. Despite Leonard's attempts to hug and soothe her, the 7-year-old actively resisted him. She was inconsolable, and she seemed to want nothing to do with the man trying to comfort her. Then, there was Leonard's demeanor. While he appeared mostly calm when speaking to the police, his interactions with the child were bizarre. He kept repeating to her, over and over, that she was not going to jail, an incredibly strange thing to say to a 7-year-old who had just witnessed her mother being shot. As the morning progressed, the situation in the hospital lobby grew increasingly tense. Tanesha's condition was critical, and doctors decided she needed to be transferred to a larger hospital via ambulance. Leonard naturally wanted to follow the ambulance. However, the police intervened. They informed Leonard that because his vehicle was used to transport a gunshot victim, it was now an active crime scene and had to be held for evidence. Furthermore, he needed to remain at the hospital to speak with a lead investigator. This news did not sit well with Leonard or a relative of his who had arrived at the hospital. The relative argued aggressively with the officers, demanding that they be allowed to leave. The officers held their ground, making it crystal clear Leonard was not detained, but if he tried to leave the hospital premises in that truck, he would be put in handcuffs. Faced with the unwavering stance of the police, Leonard began to pace. He paced nervously, back and forth, stepping closer and closer to the edge of the road, keeping the officers on edge. Was it the nervous energy of a man whose girlfriend was fighting for her life, or was it the anxious pacing of a man looking for a way out? While Leonard was contained at the hospital, Bibb County Sheriff's deputies were dispatched to the couple's home on Karen Drive. What they found there completely dismantled Leonard's story. If a drive-by shooting had occurred, there should have been a spread of bullets. There should have been bullet holes in the exterior of the house, shattered glass, or damaged siding. There was none of that. What the deputies did find were shell casings on the porch and pools of blood. This wasn't a drive-by. The physical evidence pointed to a single shooter firing at close range. The most damning evidence, however, came from the neighbors. When deputies knocked on doors, they didn't hear stories about a mysterious car speeding away. Instead, they heard about a violent domestic dispute. A couple living next door told police they were woken up not by gunfire, but by a heated, screaming argument between Leonard and Tanesha. The argument was so loud that the little girl woke up, crying and asking if her mother was all right. And then, the male neighbor revealed a crucial detail. He looked out his window and distinctly saw Leonard step out onto the porch and fire a handgun up into the air. Leonard hadn't been the victim of a drive-by. He had staged the scene. He fired the gun into the air to create the acoustic illusion of a drive-by to fool the neighbors and the police. Back at the hospital, the lead investigators received the update from the crime scene. Leonard Holmes was no longer a witness. He was the prime suspect. Officers moved in to officially detain him. As an officer instructed Leonard to turn around and place his hands behind his back, the illusion of compliance vanished. Just as the metal cuffs were about to click shut, Leonard forcefully broke away. Clad only in a pair of red underwear and a hospital gown, having presumably lost or discarded his clothes during the bloody transport of Tanesha, Leonard bolted. An officer instantly drew a taser and fired, but the prongs missed. Leonard sprinted across the hospital grounds, leaped over a fence, and disappeared into the dense woods of East Macon. A massive manhunt was immediately launched. Deputies scoured the surrounding area, clearing abandoned houses, checking overgrown lots, and coordinating with K-9 units. The tension was palpable. They were hunting a desperate man who had just shot his girlfriend and successfully evaded police custody in his underwear. For hours, they turned up nothing but dead ends and a squatter in a vacant home. But Leonard couldn't run forever. Later that day, police received a tip. Leonard had managed to slip into a nearby house and was frantically trying to make phone calls to secure a ride out of the area. Deputies descended on the location, breached the house, and finally placed Leonard Holmes in handcuffs. Once inside the interrogation room, the facade completely crumbled. Faced with the neighbors' testimonies and the physical evidence, Leonard confessed to the horrifying truth. The night had started with drinking and partying at a club, but Leonard admitted he had spent time with another woman. When he returned to the home he shared with Tanesha and her daughter, a furious argument erupted. The verbal dispute turned physical. Leonard admitted to pinning the 38-year-old mother to the ground. The commotion woke up Tanesha's 7-year-old daughter, who walked into the room to see Leonard holding her mother down. Realizing the child was watching, Leonard let Tanesha go. But the fight wasn't over. According to the investigation, Tanesha then grabbed a gun of her own and ordered Leonard to get out of her house. In the ensuing standoff, Leonard raised his weapon and shot Tanesha in the torso, right in front of her screaming daughter. Tragically, despite the best efforts of the medical staff, Tanesha Thomas succumbed to her injuries at around noon that same day. A young girl had lost her mother in the most traumatic way imaginable, entirely because of a domestic dispute that spiraled into senseless violence. The wheels of justice turned slowly, but they eventually found their mark. 4 years later, in December 2025, just before his jury trial was set to begin, 34-year-old Leonard Holmes accepted a plea deal. In Bibb County Superior Court, he pleaded guilty to voluntary manslaughter, aggravated assault, and possession of a firearm during the commission of a felony. The judge handed down a severe sentence, 45 years, with the first 20 years to be served inside the Georgia Department of Corrections and the remaining 25 years on strict probation. Leonard Holmes tried to spin a tale of a random drive-by, hoping the chaos of the night would cover his tracks. But he underestimated the physical evidence, the watchful eyes of his neighbors, and ultimately, the devastating reality that a 7-year-old girl was the ultimate, heartbreaking witness to the truth. Thank you for listening all the way through. For more deep dives into true crime and cold cases, make sure to subscribe, and for our new subscriber, thank you.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us for 41 NBC News at 5. I am Tucker Sargent. Our top story tonight at 5, a man is sentenced to nearly 50 years in prison after pleading guilty to fatally shooting his girlfriend in a domestic violence incident. According to the Macon Judicial Circuit District Attorney's Office, 34-year-old Leonard Holmes was sentenced to 45 years, with the first 20 to be served in prison for the death of then 38-year-old Tanesha Thomas. They say the shooting happened in July of 2021 after an argument at Thomas's home in East Macon. Court documents show Holmes originally told police Thomas had been shot in a drive-by shooting, then later claimed self-defense, saying he only fired after Thomas fired at him. The DA's office says witness statements in the investigation revealed both of those statements were not true.